Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Wellness by Design. So, this is a show that's dedicated to helping people achieve wellness, not by just reacting to the world around them, but by intentionally designing a life based on what their own body needs. So, in this show, we explore the practices, methods, and science that contribute to optimal health. So I am Jane Hogan and I'm the wellness engineer, and I love combining science and spirituality to help people release joint pain. That's my background. I had rheumatoid arthritis, and now I help other people with joint pain. But actually, everything that I talk about in the show can help anyone who's got pain or inflammation. So I help people let go of inflammatory foods, thoughts, and feelings so that they can become empowered creators of their own health. So I hope you're doing well today. This is the Tuesday after Canadian Thanksgiving. So we just had a beautiful Thanksgiving celebration. I love Thanksgiving. I think it's probably my most favorite celebration of the year because it's just so positive. It's about just being grateful for the people around you, for the food that you have. And there's none of the pressure that, say, you don't have to get gifts or anything like that. It's just a beautiful celebration. I love the colors. Where I live in Newfoundland, we have beautiful fall colors around this time of year. So lots to be appreciate and be thankful for. So I just love it. And this year, my daughter came home for a little visit. So that was lovely. So it's after Thanksgiving now, and I thought I would talk a little bit about, we're so good about feeling gratitude at Thanksgiving, but why not carry it on? Why not just keep that gratitude going? And it's actually good for your health to keep gratitude going. Your physical health, well, your emotional health and your physical health. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit today and some strategies on how you can do that. All right. Oh, and before I forgot to put a link up for this, but I will share a link with you afterwards. I participated as a speaker in the Natural Medicine at Home Masterclass, and it's running all this week. Today is day 2, but oh my goodness, fantastic speakers. I mean, I'm on there, but there's other great speakers on there. And each day you can watch totally at your own time. You can watch as one or more, as many as you want that are on that particular day. And you can watch them on your own time. You can watch them over and over again if you want. It's all free. You don't have to buy it. You can buy it if you want to have access to it after this week. But you don't have to buy it. It's all free. So I'll share the link with you afterwards, unless I can find it right now. Let's see if I can find it right now. Let's see. No, I better share it. I won't take the time to do this now. I'll share it with you afterwards. Okay, so getting back to feeling gratitude, hanging on to gratitude, and why it's good for your health. So I actually found a link to a study. This study was done and it was published in Applied Psychology. I'm just reading from my notes so I don't forget it. So Applied Psychology, they studied 2.5 million Americans. So huge study, right? And found that subjective well-being affects our health behavior. Okay, so what does subjective well-being mean? It's your own perception of how you feel about yourself and your well-being. So when that subjective well-being is positive, like when we're feeling gratitude, our subjective well-being is positive, and that actually affects our health behaviors, which is kind of wild. So we feel happy. So not only do we feel happy and feel good, it also affects our behaviors. So that what they've said is that they weren't really sure whether or how greater well-being, this subjective well-being, might lead to better health, or what the pathways were, but they found that there were several mechanisms, or they proposed that there were several mechanisms. So 2 key ones are a direct biological pathway. So when you have a positive sense of well-being and you're feeling gratitude, there's a direct physical, biological pathway. And then there's also the indirect behavioral pathway. And it's a combination of those. I find this really interesting because when people are feeling happy, they are more likely to engage in health behaviors. So they're more likely to be physically active. Like if you're feeling happy, you're feeling grateful, you're more likely to engage in be more physically active. You're more likely to take preventative action to lower any health risks. And you're also just more likely to avoid, risky behaviors. So if you're feeling good and have a positive sense of well-being, you're less likely to do the behaviors that, are going to be risky for your health. You're more likely to take preventative action, and you're more likely to be physically active. So they found those things. And they also, another thing I find really interesting from everything else that I read is that your biology actually responds to your thoughts. A lot of studies on this. I was looking this morning, really interesting how water responds to even thoughts and emotions. So they've done all kinds of tests where they look at patterns in water when it freezes, and they even tape words onto the glass or whatever it is that the container that the water is being frozen in, and it changes the crystalline structure. So we are something like 70% water. So if we know that water responds to thoughts and feelings, well, then we physically, biologically are responding to thoughts and feelings. We know this anyway. When you have a thought, you have a physical response. You can. There's some obvious ones like blushing, or if you think about a sexual thought, you have a physical reaction, right? A biological reaction. So this happens all the time. We know this. We're just not so aware of some of them and how the long-term effect of our thoughts may be affecting our biology. But I love the word coherence, and I think it just really sums it up nicely. So when we are thinking positive thoughts of gratitude and happiness, well-being, all that kind of thing, our heart tends to beat more coherently. So we're thinking these thoughts, we're feeling the feelings. Our heart tends to beat more coherently. So in other words, it gets into a nice rhythm that it is a healthful rhythm. When our heart gets into coherence, our heart and brain actually get into coherence. They communicate really well. Our brain, the hemispheres of our brain become more coherent with each other. All of our autonomic nervous system becomes more coherent. It operates more efficiently. So that's the autonomic nervous system runs our biology, basically. And when everything is in coherence, then it's actually using less energy. So we feel more energetic. That's good, right? You got more energy. So so more energy. You think better. You think better because when that autonomic nervous system is not running smoothly, our brain thinks it's an emergency situation. And so a lot of energy, and they don't want, the brain is designed to not have a lot of cognitive thought going on then. It's all more like reactionary thought. And so our cognitive brain doesn't work as well. So the opposite of that is when we are thinking, feeling gratitude, love, appreciation, all of those positive feelings, then we can think better. We have more energy. We make better decisions because we're thinking better. And all of our systems in our body start to work better. So our circulatory system, our digestive system, our endocrine system, our immune system, our reproductive system. Guess what? Fewer hot flashes if you're around my age. And so all of these systems work better. And then we feel better, right? We feel better. If you are feeling better, if you're starting to feel better, you're going to have more energy. You're going to be sleeping better. All of your, just everything operates well. So really, what's not to like about taking the time and effort to help make yourself feel better? Feel gratitude. Now, it might take some effort if you're used to not thinking about it very much. But I got some strategies for you. So first of all, I love starting the day with gratitude. So I love, and this just becomes a habit. I wake up in the morning and my first thoughts, I try to make positive and think, yay, here's another day. I'm so grateful for this day. Oh, I'm so grateful for my comfy bed. I'm so grateful for, how I slept, however I slept. Even if I didn't have a great sleep, I could say, I'm happy for the rest that I got. So just start off by thinking 3 positive thoughts. Secondly, finish your day with gratitude. So I'm going to talk about stuff in between as well, but just to think about finishing your day with gratitude. So you get into bed, you turn off your light, you think about 3 things that happened during the day that you're grateful for, at least 3. And I bet once you start you're going to keep on going, because there's usually loads of great things that happen to us every day. I mean, it's not that hard to find some. And let's see, feel gratitude for the food that you're eating. So think about all the people that had something to do with the food that's sitting on your plate that you're eating. Start with maybe the person that cooked it and the farmer that grew it and all the people in the stores that packed it up and put it on shelves, the checkout person who checked it out for you. Or maybe if you grew it in your garden, you could feel gratitude for the sunshine and the water and all those things. Like, there's so many things you could think about in terms of gratitude for your food. So think about that. And then when you're thinking about that gratitude, think about it as you're eating, and it might help you slow down, and that's going to help your digestion as well. Let's see. Another one is staying in the present moment. And this is hard to do all day long, but just see if you can bring your awareness to it once in a while. So what do I mean by the present moment? If you're having a shower, think about how nice that water feels, how good it feels to wash your hair. So think about that instead of letting your mind just kind of wander. Maybe you might think about, as I sat down here this morning, I noticed the sunshine coming in through the window and the beautiful shadows it was making. So that's an example. Maybe you might, if you've got a wood stove going this time of year, like a lot of people in Newfoundland do now, maybe just listening to the crackle of the fire and appreciating that, or appreciating whoever cut the wood and brought the wood in. Just little moments in your day. See if you can find little moments where you can feel gratitude. And then another great one is to just ponder the miracle of your body. Like, how miraculous are we? We don't even have to beat our own heart. Our heart just beats. We've got a life force flowing in us that beats our heart. It will breathe us. We can make ourselves breathe differently, but we don't have to think about it. We don't have to think about all the systems working in our body. We don't have to think about digestion. We don't have to think about, now it's time to release some serotonin, and now it's time to release some cortisol. Now it's time to release some melatonin. We don't have to think about any of that stuff. It all happens automatically. The miracle of being able to see or hear, all of these things. So it's not that hard, again, to think about something with your body and just be amazed at it, how it heals when it gets a cut or something. So that's an idea. And then another one is keeping a gratitude journal. You might use a gratitude journal to write down these 3 things first thing in the morning, or 3 things at the end of the day. Or maybe you might just like to have a gratitude journal. I love this practice. Just a running list of things that you're grateful for. And then anytime you're feeling a little bit low, you can just open it up and read it, and it will immediately help to elevate your mood and help you feel gratitude again. And when you're feeling gratitude, of course, you feel all these great things. You're more likely to engage in positive behavior that's going to be good for your health, and you're going to have more energy. You're going to make all of your systems work better, and you're going to think better. There we go. I've got a great little tool that can be used to help you with mindful eating. And I'm just going to type it in there for you. So it's at janehoganhealth.com/subscribe while eating. There we go. I'm going to add that in there. So if you want to, if you don't already have that, it's a great little tool to help you um, be more mindful when you're eating, feel more gratitude while you're eating. And that's going to help with your digestion, and anything that helps with digestion helps lower inflammation. Okay, lovely people, great to chat with you. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comments and I'd love to get back to you. All right, have a great day and feel gratitude. Notice if you can feel more gratitude more often, and how do you feel emotionally and physically when you do that. See if you can do it for a whole week and notice an improvement. All right, have a great day. Bye.